Okay, now I have to do a proper intro, right? Yes. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Reborn Dev Commentary Let's Play. We are joined...
My name is Ami.
Yeah, that's me.
I hear from some people that I make this game. I think they're all lying, though.
Pretty much, yep. Cass has got it covered. So we are joined today by Perry. Perry has been our star programmer for the last handful of years. Perry, do you want to say hi and introduce yourself briefly?
No, but
Okay.
you know, social anxiety and all. Yeah, I'm Perry. I've been, as Ame said, been coding the game for about 2 years. I joined in 2020.
Wait, has it only been 2 years?
Yeah. End of May in 2020.
Oh, right, because we brought you in on Starlight first, huh?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
No, I joined for Reborn for like probably a month.
Yeah.
And then you started on Starlight, and
Yeah.
I jumped over.
Because your claim to fame, and I think we just have to fly over to Amaria. So you can probably explain how you got started with Battle Factory.
Okay, so this started from a post I think Cass made on the development page, where she talked about the battle tower. And in one of the comments, someone asked if there was also going to be a battle factory. And I think Cass replied saying no due to lack of time / something else. I don't quite remember. We won't be able to do it, probably because it was a hot mess.
Yeah.
And
That was in base essentials that it was broken,
Yeah.
to be clear.
True. I, in all my hot glory, thought, well, I know Python. Surely I'll be able to fix this. And I failed miserably. Oh, Vaporeon.
Yes. Faye!
Oh, cutie.
You feel like you just put your hand in a glass of water.
Weird, but okay.
I mean, Vaporeon can turn into water, it works.
I guess. Still.
So you knew Python, and then that didn't really work for fixing Factory?
Yes, but Ruby is very easy to pick up, luckily. It's probably why a lot of people are also able to mod the game. So I learned quickly, and after failing for 3 days, I got some results. Then I became more happy with it. Then I posted it on the Patreon server.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, huh, neat. We actually want this in the game instead of just release it as a mod.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people really appreciate Battle Factory and have been very happy with that being added.
Me too, to some extent. On the other hand, it's a direct proof that AI is better at Pokemon than I am, so... yeah.
That's okay, happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Oh well. From there, I fixed some bugs on the site, and Cass was like, "Hey, do you actually want to join the dev team?" And that's when I was brought on.
Yeah.
And I think that happened like 3 years and 4 days ago.
3 years and 4. Oh yeah, because it was right at the start of June. That's true.
Yeah.
You and Krim joined at basically the same time. Both
Probably, yeah.
pulled you onto Starlight pretty closely.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Quick shout out for Elamag being the person who suggested we make sure you can jump over the furniture and get to Amaria without using Surf here. Also, Elamag, that thread is the most recent one posted in the forum. I just saw it. Yeah. It's literally at the top of the recent post list right now. I would appreciate it if you could look into that because I hate minecarts.
We don't talk about the minecarts.
Yeah, Cass was like, maybe we should make a robust scripting thing for it. And I'm like, Okay, but surely it's not worth all that. I can just overfit the events here and it'll be fine. And it was mostly fine, but every time that it's not fine, it's truly just suffering.
Fucking told you so.
I know. Eileen, I'm sorry. Brief Julia. Oh hey, you're back. Or like, boom bakalaka. Speaking of backs, Amy's there too. She's not doing too hot, but her Scald TM more than makes up for that. Got him. By the way, if you plan on battling Amy, you better give her the same thrashing you gave me. If you beat all of us, then it makes me look better. Logic! Hey, do you want a tip for defeating her? Try electric attacks. I promise I'm not biased at all. You can thank me later. As for anything else going on, don't you worry. I'm totally on high alert. So I guess I need to figure out a team for Amy. And we are gonna get hashtag drowned. Alright, so I have been given a hot tip before the start of the stream that actually
Do you use electric types?
Well, that I actually don't have any electric types ready to go here.
Oh my.
But Odd pointed out comfy is a good choice here, and that's true. So we're gonna see a cozy choice. We're gonna see what we can do about that. We could have had electric, but I have been retired. We're bringing Lua back for one last job.
Again?
We could.
This is like the 4th job.
I know. No, I can do this. So let's do this. Maybe we can get Aurora Veil up before we get underwater. And, because I don't actually want to change the field, even though it would be really easy to with Ninetales. I feel like that'd be cheap.
Yeah, no changing fields.
Like Amy is in such a weird position because her field is so overpressive. It means if you change the field, she falls over, despite my best efforts to make that not the case. But I don't want to rely on that here. Yeah, Lissa has a good prompt while I'm figuring out my team here. Run us through some of your favorite shit, favorite Pokemon, favorite gym battle, favorite meteor, else? What is else?
No clue. Favorite mon. Ooh.
Oh, I see.
This is a problem with Pokemon. They have 1,000 Pokemon and then they want to choose one favorite. I think in the end it's gonna be Volcarona. I've been a sucker for that mon since I ran into it in Pokemon Black and White. And my heart has wavered, but never changed. My favorite gym battle? Ooh. Let's think. I think I'm just gonna go the easy route and say Radimus because I like his gym puzzle, because I also play chess. I'm a basic bitch like that. Ooh, I play this game. Ooh, it's in the game I like. Ooh. So, probably that's my favorite gym. A typo for let's. Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite character in this game?
Maybe Ace.
Valid.
I think,
extremely valid.
We did an interview, right, for some actual scientific stuff.
Yes.
And they also asked me this question. And I think back then I answered Adrian.
Ah.
But yeah, they've lost their throne.
Oof. Okay, so I know that Amaria's gym is contentious.
No, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, it's a circle and it's a line, or it's two types of circles, I feel.
Yeah, basically.
Like, so just go down the circles and then You look at the changing lights now?
Basically, yeah. But a lot of people really hate her gym.
Yeah, if you try to make a mental map of it, you'll fail.
How long did it take me to 4D chess this map design? So this entire gym's experience for me was like, I was just kind of in a fugue for like 3 days, and I napped most of that time, and then I woke up and did this all at once, I think. Now, despite the fact that I made this, I do not have a good, like, navigational sense of it. However, I'm fine with that, because as I said when I was talking about Rhodochrone Jungle, I like getting lost more than most people do. And so I'm fine just swimming around in this. You know, I tried to think of, like, what kind of place would we, like, would somebody with depression and, like, dissociation want to just vibe in for hours at the time? And I, personally, really would love an undersea place like this. Oh, I've remembered that the way to the back is in the center. I just don't remember which center. But, like, she dissociates?
Bottom center.
She dissociates like water is wet. Lissa had asked Perry if you play chess for funsies, or if you play on ladder in competitions.
I play some competitions, mostly local ones. Never been to an international one, but mostly local. But also for fun. It's very easy to do when you need to break for 2 minutes. Just a quick game of chess.
Yeah.
Ooh, story.
Story. And you guys probably saw there was like that flash as you come up here, as it redirects to the sing, and I tried so hard to get that to not do that. I really tried to get it to just be a smooth transition into the singing. I fucking couldn't because of the way the dive works, and that pains me to this day. Specifically this day. Most days I don't think about it, but this day it pains me. Hi, Jan, by the way. Speaking of everyone, we are going to have Jan on next week. What were you going to say, Perry?
Like, this is the first time I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure it's fixable.
Oh. Well. We can come back to that. Yeah, story time. Is that true at Janachroma? Okay, Jan. Alright. Just as I said. Here, and no friend in sight. Why are you telling me all this? Is it just out of pity? I prefer to think of it as compassion. I really wanted to get that call back into our earlier conversation about Corey. Do what you will. So, Amy, right? What brings you here? And where's Tanya? Hey Perry, where are you on the whole Titania versus Amaria debacle? You can say you don't have
my mind.
Oh, really?
Too much to have a stable opinion on it. Sometimes I think Amaria's more in the right. Sometimes I think Titania's more in the right. But it's a mess anyway, so
it is.
There's not really a right.
Honestly, like I feel like changing your mind about it is a very valid and safe opinion before we begin the Amaria discourse. For those who aren't in our community, we really have this recurring problem where every time somebody comes into like the Reborn chats with an opinion on Amaria, we kind of just have to go full DEFCON because half the time it escalates into like people on the internet, you know, they have some really strong opinions sometimes. And
Really?
I know, right? And I really think that like talking about Amy at all is just the quickest way to get the Reborn chats to devolve into straight aggression. She is the definition of controversy, and I'm not gonna go into all the details about like what's behind their relationship, because we've been there. We talked about that in the episode when we were going through Route 3, I believe. I don't think there's a point to rehashing all that, but I am grateful that she has been such a contentious character, because that is, you know, regardless of the takes on her, it is incredibly vindicating to me either way. I mean, she tried to kill me. Yeah, so that's the other thing. A lot of people
get really hung up on that.
Yeah,
like really like a little bit too hung up on that.
Yeah, I really underestimated how hung up on that people would get when I put that in the game. I'm like, I kind of feel like Amy, without leaning into that full despair side, is not the most interesting character. I liked her a lot more when she was somebody that could be interacted with in the online league, but as a static character in a video game, I felt like she wasn't very interesting, and I was really excited to lean into that almost yandere part of her. I felt like that helped her be an interesting character a lot. But a lot of people, I don't know, I guess murder is a red flag for them? That's crazy.
Weird.
Now, as a former and recovering yandere fan myself, that was a surprise to me. But but I suppose I can see where they're at. But despite that, I really feel like a lot of people get personally offended by that, and it causes them to lose sight of the bigger overall picture with the relationship between her and Titania, and that is definitely a mistake for my part for underestimating how
personally people are gonna take that.
Yeah, especially with a silent personal protagonist. So
I've really noticed that the dividing line between, you know, not even necessarily what side you take, but how you even view the conflict in itself is very dependent on if you've been in one of those relationships, so you understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You've been in a relationship that isn't quite, you know, healthy for anyone involved, but it is what it is, and you're kind of stuck in it a little bit. I think that changes a lot of people's perspective on it.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I'm not really criticizing anybody who like felt personally or strongly about that. I do think that's a mistake on my part to have underestimated that. But then when it comes to the discourse, that's a different matter. I feel like people really get hung up on that. Let me catch up on chat here and see how much I regret this.
Talking about how you have to def on the Discord and then also instigating it in your Twitch chat. Nice going.
I know. Like, okay, a lot of people are like, yeah, trying to kill someone is a big deal. I know that. But even bigger than I expected. Amethyst, I would love an egglock mode in Reborn. I don't think I fully understand what an egglock mode is beyond starting with eggs and then you just use those Pokemon. I don't know if we would need a password for that, but maybe I misunderstand that. Yandere is nice when they aren't trying to kill me personally, true. We have not gotten to the murder part yet. This problem is similar to when D&D tables take their character deaths more personally than say the same thing happening to a relatively similar character that isn't a PC. It's all about the personal connection. Yeah, it is. And that is my mistake for underestimating that. But so that's kind of my failing. But setting that aside, part of the 3-day depression fugue before making this gym was just really figuring out what I needed to say here, and the answer for that for me being ended up being me putting a lot of my personal depression onto the character. That's fair, but I'm doing better now. But I really appreciated that, the people who weren't terribly upset about the whole murder attempt, a lot of them I've heard that it did resonate with them, and I'm very grateful for that as well. She doesn't exactly apologize. In fact, I think she explicitly says she isn't going to apologize because that's not going to help anyone. She skipped past the apology step, which a lot of people also didn't appreciate, which I'm fine with. That one was more intentional. But I liked that move more than just groveling to an apology. It's like an acknowledgement more than an apology. And where's Tanya? She sent you ahead, alone? She should just come here herself. In fact, I'm gonna take a swim until she gets here. Bye! Okay. Now we
And so the search begins.
Yeah. That's not so bad.
No.
Because,
I mean,
like you
the
said...
dive song is nice.
Yeah, the dive song is very nice. I love that. And like you said, it is basically just a couple circles. I wanted to emphasize, like, a 3D nature here, including, there's these paths that go left and right, of course, and up and down. But I also wanted ones that go, like, up and down vertically as well, which we see in some of the, like, window shafts and stuff. I'm just going to check real quick, actually, and see if I happen to have my sketch for this still.
It's also somewhere in a Patreon post, but...
Yeah. It sure is, isn't it? And for the longest time, I'm still not sure, like... I feel like I messed up the teleport event somewhere in here, and there's a specific teleport where the wires got crossed, and that makes it a lot more confusing than it was meant to be, but I've checked over it several times, and I haven't been able to figure out that it actually is the case. So I don't know. Either I did make this place with the intention of people getting lost in it, but I feel like I was way too successful at that.
I've never seen such a difficult maze. For the fact that it's supposed to be difficult, but
it's supposed to get lost. It's not
difficult.
supposed to be difficult.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see if I can quickly find this Patreon post.
Or it might also be on how you made the background for this place.
Yeah. What's behind Amy's gym? Yeah, okay, I do have the image here. Y'all can see... Hold on. Let me just open a couple of these. Alright, I'm going to switch over to a different view. This is going to be a very blurry image, but that happens sometimes. Did I already read the Victoria dialogue in the gym? I haven't. I'll be sure to do that. Let's do this. Yeah. So I can't read my own handwriting here at this blurry. But you guys can kind of see how I mapped this out. You have the arena up here. There's waterfalls connecting the ledges here. Here are all the dive pools. And then just a system of tunnels that were back here. This is my original sketch for the gym. And I think it ended up being a lot more complicated than this. I'll show you guys how it looks in game too. But this was the basis for it. And then this is the background. I believe somebody asked about that. The background here is just the stained glass image that I pulled off of Google. And then I did some color imaging to it to make it suit the gym better and blurred it up so that it would not look like so sharp behind there. But I wanted this to be just... I actually originally wanted this to rotate, but I couldn't get that to work. So I settled for color hue shifting. but I just want it to be like a ambient glowing light in the background. Originally during testing, every chamber pulsated and glowed with light, and I believe that was again Animag who suggested that when you're in the room with Amaria, that's when it specifically glows, to help give you a clue of when she's around. But originally it was everywhere that did that, just for the hashtag vibes. I also asked you if it was anything and you could visit it in game. Alas, it's just ambient background lights, but that was how I made it. Let me open up RPG Maker. I'm just gonna switch back to Reborn stream while I do that real quick. And I'll show you how these maps come together in game as well, and how they look. Just because the shape is maybe it'll help somebody.
Really? They are connected like that? Huh.
Yeah, exactly. There's the button. Just give me a sec. Find the mappa. So this is the basic diagram. The upper part, other upper part, those are not interesting. But then when we get into here, you can see there's just really a couple big sections. And I don't remember why I had to separate these out here. I think this is like the lower level. Yeah, all of these are where the shafts go down. So there's a lower level and an upper level. These are the upward, like, drifting in terms of height upwards, all these shafts, and these are all, like, flat ones going downward. That's how I separated that. So this is the main center one. The centerpiece always leads up to the arena, and then the rest, like Perry said, is just a handful of circles that connect to each other. It's really not that bad, I think. This gym puzzle should burn the 857th layer of hell. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I guess it is that bad. Did the hue shifting go away due to photosensitivity? No, this was... We relegated it to help be a clue to where Amy is. Yeah. I felt that way about Shelley's puzzle more than Amaria's. That is not an uncommon opinion. Shelley's puzzle, we have had to go back to time and time again to try and make it a little bit more helpful. And now there's just a thing that will walk you through the entire puzzle. Which way was I going? I was facing up, so I assume I was going this way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Shelley's puzzle has been another huge, like, puzzle difficulty spike.
Yeah, I've been stuck longer in Shelley's puzzle than in Amaria's puzzle.
Alright, now we're on the outer circle. So we just gotta go until we find the flashes. It's easy.
Ooh, up or down?
It is a mystery. I believe she's there on one of the routes, but I don't think this is that route. Because her positions change between Reshiram and Zekrom. While I'm just swimming through here, Perry, do you want to talk about some of the other things that you've done for the project?
If I weren't drawing a blank, yeah, I am. Some coordination between the AI for the doubles, for double battle. It probably will never show up, but I'm happy to know that the AI should, in theory, be a bit better.
Oh yeah. So like they don't they don't use the same move at the same time.
Yeah,
like two
they
trick
don't try
rooms
to both use trick rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stealth rocks.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Also, the field notes. That's probably one which isn't really noticeable. But...
Yeah. For episode 19, towards the end of it, I was like, "Hey Perry, do you want to redo the entire field note system?" No, I should have gone up. And because it was just static images before, which worked, but they were a huge fucking pain to edit.
And then Perry was just like, yeah, dog.
Sure.
Yeah, and like seriously, that was a massive amount of work to do so late in development. So big shout to him for that. We were already there, but not before Amaria.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, you found it.
There you are, my girl. You followed me down here. I was really hoping you wouldn't. I didn't want to say anything undue, but why do you have those bracelets? Those are the bracelets Titania gave me. They belong to me. I thought I lost them, but then here you are. Won't you give them back? Hey, do you ever think about how fragile we are as people? When we're down here, just one mistake could fill our lungs with water and make us rot from the inside out. So, where is Tanya anyway? Why are you here and she's not? Did you do something? I'm sorry. That was very rude of me. I should go. How does Amy talk underwater? I imagine there's a device that the folks in the Pokemon anime have sometimes when they're swimming underwater. It's kind of like a mouthpiece that allows them to breathe underwater. I imagine it's something like that from the anime.
Oh, just blame the anime.
Yeah, exactly. I will.
You know what? Valid.
What's this way? I don't remember. Okay, so field notes. What else have you done? Because you've done a hell of a lot. You pull some work, and I've got to say I really appreciate you for just always being around super reliably to help out with my silly ideas, both on Starlight and Reborn, and you've done a lot to help wrap up some of Cass's projects and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think at the start when I joined, when we started off, we kicked off trying to optimize the game. Mm-hmm. That's also probably a big thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. You were like her optimization assistant.
Yeah. Where I was like, hey, shadows cost about 30% of all the computation the game does for literally no reason.
Shadows?
Or reflections.
Oh, reflections. Yeah, reflections. That's true. I remember that now.
I'll be honest, I don't keep a track of the stuff I've done. So
that's
I've done
fair. You've done a hell of a lot,
ton
though.
of bug fixes.
Yeah, just a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
One
do really appreciate.
One of the things I've done most is fixing things once big changes were made by Cass.
Cleaning up the like refactor and loose ends from that. Yeah.
There's probably some other stuff, but
there's definitely a lot of other stuff. These mirrors are not.
The portraits for double battles, also.
The fortress.
The portraits.
For double battles, right.
Both, of the characters show up.
Yeah. That's true. That was really nice for mix and match in the nightclub. I forgot what I called that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that Super Wario World was already 6 months ago? That's crazy. I'm glad people like the Amy swimming animation. That was fun to do. Scariest trainer in the anime remains Sabrina. No, Sabrina was my favorite. Sabrina was always my favorite ever since I was a kid. I love her, especially in the anime. Do you really have to stalk me? This is supposed to be my personal area. Pass through the gym if you want, but the only one allowed to stay down here with me is Tanya. Not like she ever would. Hey, you know why I cling to her so much, right? It's because she's the only one who let me. When I was crying, she stayed. When I was bleeding, she stayed. And when I was dying, the first, the second, the 18th time, she still stayed. And I know she deserves better. I know she doesn't love me. I've tasted the disdain on her lips 1,000 times. I'd suck venom right from her tongue 1,000 more if it meant she would always be here. But she's not here now. Why is she not here now, Amy? Why is it you? She's all I have. You don't understand. You don't. Forget it. Please leave. Do what she never could.
Hey.
I'm glad people
Gotta
appreciate
do
it.
one. Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Perry?
Got it in one first of all, but also agree on that it was heavy. Well, here you go.
Here we go. Time to drown. You don't know when to stop. You're like me that way, aren't you? She's gonna leave me, isn't she? That's what she came to warn me about. It's your fault, isn't it? Hey, Amy, do you want to know a secret? But I won't tell you. I don't need to tell you. Secrets are only as good as the whispers that betray them. And dead men can tell no tales. Don't you get it? This is a matter of life and death for both of us. Titania is my heir, and since you've come, I've suffocated. Huh? Amy was here? I don't remember seeing anyone. You can drown. And now we chill out.
And we wait.
A lot of people really hate her for that, but I had fun with this. It probably
I
shows
love
that
this
I
part.
had fun with this. I'm glad that some people appreciate it. We can just wait. This is time-based. How the fuck she closed the door?
Really?
There's probably like a switch on the lower wall.
It's her palace.
Any addition for her thought process? I mean, this is really just, she has been manipulated by Lynn into really preying on all of her most insecurities that like the player is trying to take Titania away from her. Obviously, that's not a rational like conclusion to draw, but she is out of touch with reality due to her anxiety and depression. And a lot of her dialogue, I think especially more so on the other route, was based on some of my personal insecurity in relationships. Like, I always end up worrying that the other person is just like barely tolerating me, and if I make one step out of line, they're going to get fucking fed up and leave me. So I tried to kind of have her wrestling with that insecurity, even with the player. Like, she's trying to do right by them, but she's also aware of how the way in which she's trying to do right is still contributing to the problem just by talking about it and engaging with it more. And that's just exacerbated to an irrational point on this route. What is that thing underneath her gym? It's just an ambient light source. We mentioned that earlier. I'd be fine with this if we got Fern to come around and give us CPR. We get our different Mirror of the Nuzleaf moment later. Why doesn't Sophia have a mega? Amaria does have a mega if you're on this route. She goes a little bit easier on you on the other route. Yeah, for the folks who are like, man, that's how I feel mood, I'm worried about you all. Please know that that's not normal or healthy. I think that's really just like an emotional habit that is not like representative of reality. Please seek help. I say this to myself as well, as somebody who struggles with that. Like I really appreciate Cass for being patient with me and helping me just like reality check and come back to earth from time to time. But like, you know, relationships are generally not that. That ain't how people work. That's how people are afraid other people work. You know. What reason would you need to close doors down here? I imagine it's like a sensory deprivation thing for like in a therapeutic sense. Just, you know, it's nice sometimes to close yourself off in the darkness, be underwater, have some nice music, that kind of thing. I think it doesn't work anyway. I hope it doesn't work. I really hope I accounted for that. It was at this point that I reloaded the save and chose the Zekrom path. I was convinced that this one was the bad one.
Is there a good path?
I really like the Reshiram Zekrom split because there's not a clear good or bad one. I was very happy with how that ended up being. Even though at episode 17 a lot of people were very unsatisfied with Zekrom for generally just having less content.
I mean, you don't have Taka in the desert, but...
Yeah, exactly. Being underwater is like budget space. Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's probably a secret button inside. No idea. King lying. I said I'm sorry, but she won't admit the truth. I already said I didn't know. Those walls don't close themselves. I don't know what happened, okay? You're not fooling anyone. Oh, Amy, you're awake. Thank goodness. I got you out of there. We're even. Are you really going to keep on like this even now that Amy is right here and listening? Listen, you tried to fucking kill Amy. Like you've never done something like that? I've been fighting Team Meteor to keep everyone alive. And what about you? I've been fighting to keep myself alive. It doesn't show. You don't understand. Tanya, you're all I have. I'm well aware. And you know what? I'm all I have too. You have me. Yeah, I have scars. You're one of them.
Show us already that you have a good stream.
Okay. Bye, Lee.
Bye.
Bye.
Perry says bye.
Bye. Now too.
Good night. I am a theater kid, it's true. Do you think people say Reborn is edgy because of her or just Ming and freaking Hammer later? I don't think people say Reborn is edgy because of Terra or Amy. I think that they don't get far enough in the game before they make that decision. I think people say Reborn is edgy because of Corey. Yeah, she does say sorry. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but not to you.
I mean, I think they say it's edgy. I think they would say it's edgy just because it has a dark color scheme. And then the torture scene and Corey's whole bit with the suicide is just icing on the cake to justify it. But I think there are some people who definitely are not willing to engage genuinely with a Pokemon game that presents itself as mature or for adults because they assume that it's going to be done in adolescent faith. No offense to the teenagers here. I mean that derogatory, but I also know that there are just as many, teenagers who are capable of really some genuinely interesting and self-reflecting writing. But I think that as far as people assuming the worst of it, that's what people jump to, even just when they see that it has a black color theme. I know that the Torkoal one has been a big case, but I think I think that's really, I don't defend that. That needed to be removed. But a lot of people had their mind made up before then, too. Torkoal is not in the game now, yeah. At least not that scene. I'm sorry for taking this out on you, Amy. That was wrong. I was wrong. I am wrong. I'm scum. I'll be in the arena.
Oh.
Is everything okay? It doesn't seem like everything's okay. Oh well, wake me up if you need something blown up. The Torkoal is still, but not that scene. Alright, Victoria.
Yeah, the Torkoal itself is. Ooh.
Amy, is that you? Are you challenging Amaria already? Well, I guess if you can, there's no reason not to. Just be careful with her. I heard she was injured. Then again, that didn't seem to affect her battling ability at all from the thrashing she gave our employee. Anyway, you probably want some advice about her, right? Try electric attacks? No, hold on, don't hang up yet. I'm looking for the notes on her team. Here they are. Oh hey, I was right. She'll fight on water surface where electric attacks are more powerful, and that goes double for if you're fighting underwater. But being the water leader, she's definitely going to be ready for that kind of thing, so be careful. If she drags you below the surface, your options will be pretty limited. But there's one drawback there. It's hard to use physical moves underwater, which means most of her team uses special attacks. If you have a strong special wall, it may prove invaluable against her. Additionally, you can think about how you'll play around her water field. If you have moves like dive or fly, they can get you back up above water. Alternatively, you could try freezing or poisoning the water, but those can be double-edged too. Maybe it all comes down to timing. Best of luck. Why didn't you give her some good water ground to smash people who rely on electric, though? She does have one! Amaria tried to kill me thing made me grumpy, less so because of her intention and her reasonings, but more that I'm just petty and I was trying to be her friend beforehand, so like, what the hell, girl? Yeah, that's fair. That's valid.
Music bugs, though.
What?
Those sucked. Bugs with music.
Yeah. That's true. Every
Like,
time we have a music bug, it's just suffering for some reason.
Yeah, there was one where the sound kept getting quieter for no good reason.
Yeah, every time we play the song, it got like half volume.
Yeah, the
Repeatedly.
bouncing in the Mew Castle, in the Mew's playground, where the boing sounds became quieter and quieter. The one time I tried to make it so bicycle musical music kept playing once you leave the map and enter another map instead of jumping to that map music.
Yeah, God, there have been so many, and it was all just horrible. It's truly like music is one of those things that's usually just like set it and forget it. But when there's music bugs, oh boy, there's fucking music bugs out the wazoo.
Shout out to the game Switch with Agate and crying tears of blood.
Yeah, literally. I called the Switch that because it just kept breaking and E18. Between trying to sync the music for the Meteor Raid, the normal town music, surfing, and then wild and trainer battle music, trying to get all of those to play nice just never fucking worked.
Yeah, that's a lot. Those are a lot of tracks to handle. It's just no fun.
You said earlier in this field, Amaria prefers to keep the fight underwater. That's the goal because it's supposed to match her drowning you. You can do it, please lose. You know what? That's fine. That's valid. I appreciate people cheering for the gym leader. That was one of the things I enjoyed about the online league a lot, is that, like, you know, 15 people would pile into the gym challenge room, and, like, a lot of them would be cheering for the challengers, but sometimes they'd be cheering for the gym leaders, too. depending on
I'm
the
cheering for the gym
circumstances.
leader.
Yeah, it was really fun. Oh yeah, the Patreon updates about the bike and surf things. Yeah, those were an issue, and we eventually just decided to kill those, didn't we? Oh no, we made it an option,
Yeah.
right? Because it was pretty split.
Did we make it an option?
I think we did.
Oh, to play the music at all, even.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, here we go. So we did a Patreon poll for that, and the options, the opinions were pretty split, so it became an option. Okay, other things about Amy's gym team that we get in here. So the reason that Amaria can fight in doubles or singles is because in the online league, when I was playing Amy, I wanted to make her one of the characters that actually cared more about the opinions of the players. Because the common thing was that a lot of the leaders in the online league used doubles because it was really good for theme type teams, spamming moves, tailwind, heat wave spam, etc. Lots of good strategies. So a lot of the challengers really disliked doubles. So Amaria often said that she would fight in single, a doubles water team would still be pretty good. But she said that she would fight in singles because she knew most challengers would prefer that. Just because I was trying to be nice as her. So this is referencing that. However, there were times she used doubles, and in that case, the strategy that I really liked for her, that I tried to get to work in-game, and I don't know if that worked, but was like a doubles or triples setup. So spam for the first round just to get the opposing player down to 3 Pokemon, and then at the point that, it was triples. At the point that the challenger is down to 3 Pokemon, Lapras comes out, pairs songs, and because draws were in the leader's favor, all she had to do was just stall for 3 turns, protect, rest, protect. And it would be, at worst, a tie. And that was really effective for triples. And I felt like that's thematically super appropriate for her depression and trying to murder here. So I really wanted to try and get, even though it probably doesn't usually happen with the AI. Yeah, I really wanted to get the whole pair song double KO thing in for her doubles team in game, which is why I brought back. If only triples worked and looked visually fine in essentials, yeah. So in doubles, it still is a win condition of 2 Pokemon as opposed to 3, which is frankly not nearly as intense. But I really liked that strategy for her character in the online league. We didn't do it very much because she tried to be nice to people. Well, and here we have Whirlpool instead, so it's fine. But I really like that as a concept for her. If I could guarantee that the AI would go for that every time, I absolutely would. I think that I've heard of it happening a couple times, but I think most of the time it's just, a surf spam fest.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that's coded in to make a check on if it's the last few Pokemon.
I think it is. I think that's one of the first things I did when I first made the AI, because of this.
Then it might be.
It at least used to be. I don't know if that survived all the AI overhauls. But okay, so we're gonna lead with Jen here. Try and get Aurora Veil before we get pulled underwater, and then we'll see what happens here. I actually really feel like Odd has a great point. Comfey is kind of my ace in the hole here. So we're gonna see how this goes. If I can trace Swift Swim or Water Absorb as well, that'll be really good. Do I have Calm Mind on this? Oh god, I keep forgetting to get Dragon Kiss on here. I always really want to get Dragon Kiss. We'll see what happens. You're right, drastically buff Amy. That's been another issue, because like I said earlier, all of her power is from her field, which means if you change it, she's too weak, and if you don't, she's too strong. So my form of buffing... my form of buffing her was actually to nerf her in the field, because that makes it so that you are more inclined to fight her where she's strong, and you don't just have to pigeonhole yourself into a field-changing strategy. Loved every second this game you struggled through for 100 hours. That's awesome. I appreciate that a lot. Fairy is by far the type I'm worst with. Oh, okay, I thought you were about to say Fairy is the worst type and we were gonna have to fight. Comfy can destroy Amaria.
It's mid.
That's so rude! Wait, what's your favorite type?
Oh, fire? Question mark.
Okay.
Dark.
Fire or dark, alright. Alright, I can't argue with those too much. But I can't argue with you saying it's mid, that's rude!
I mean, it exists. They added it in as a way to make more money.
What? Okay.
It was the whole selling point of Gen 6.
I don't think that was a selling point. Like it was advertised, but I don't think that was something that made them more money, you know? They made it to nerf dragons, yeah. I just think fairy type is delightful.
Yeah, meh. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, it's okay. I can accept that some people are wrong. I'm sorry. The voice of the sea is seductive, never ceasing, whispering, clamoring, murmuring, inviting the soul to wander for a spell in abysses of solitude. Okay, so this is a quote from Kate Chopin's The Awakening, which, yes, it is weird to include that in a Pokemon universe, and I probably should not have done that. However, I figured that most people wouldn't recognize it, and for the online league, a lot of her quotes for a while when she was in the major depresso phase were all just directly taken from The Awakening. That is one of my favorite books. This is from chapter 6. Chapter 6 is like a page and a half long, depending on your print. But I just think that it's like fantastic fucking prose. The Awakening is a Victorian novel about a woman who accepts the dissatisfaction with her relationship and then decides to end the novel by freeing herself and drowning herself by walking into the sea, which I felt was super appropriate for all of her issues with Titania. It's kind of the opposite direction as Miss Pontellier in that book. But the feeling and depression was very much the same, so I felt strongly about using that for her in-league quotes, and I felt strongly about referencing her in-league existence with the actual quote here, especially because I just really love this line. All IRL references have been retconned out, but shrug, yeah, basically. Like, it's a little bit awkward if you know where it's from, but I just feel like this is a perfect line for her anyway. And I really love that book. But there's no sea here. There's no soul. And even solitude is too good for me. That's why you're here, right? You're standing there thinking, she's unforgivable. Just give me my badge already. Stop whining for attention. There's nothing really wrong with you. Right? But no. But you don't get it. Even if there were nobody here at all, there's still someone there saying those things. It's the part of me that only shuts up when she's around. It's the part of me I can't kill. You know I've tried. And the worst part is, I don't know who I am without it. There's a part of me still livid with you two. Maybe you've done nothing wrong. But it's because of you she's gone. So in the end, one of us is going to have to hold the other under. When I battle challengers, I ask them as a formality. Do you prefer double or single battles? I can do either one. I prefer your double strategy, smiley face.
It's a 50-50.
Doubles, really. It's only a 50-50 after you reset.
God damn it.
Doubles, really? Are you sure you're not lying? I really do prefer the her doubles team in concept. Doubles was stupid fun. I had an amazing time with it. I'd love to hear that. And Amaria is in a weird place where as a gym leader, she has 4 different teams because it's singles, doubles, and then her teams change based on route. She's a little bit spikier on this route. She gets the mega because she's Anki. Let's find out. After all, I never promised to listen.
Ooh.
I love her, like, Angie portrait, too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Do I get the Aurora Veil off? Oh. That's a light screen.
Oh.
That's awkward. That's okay. We're in this together. I think I just have to Dazzling Gleam. I don't expect to stay above the water surface for terribly long.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I have a great switch in for this. I think it's best if I just whittle down. Unless this thing has recovered. Does this thing have recover? This will probably go for the kill,
I won't
though.
tell. Yeah.
Alright. So I know... God, Meech isn't going to outspeed this. Maybe I should just go see how Comfy does.
Oh, and you gave the seed.
Yeah, Odd recommended that earlier, and I'm like, you know, that's a fair point. Let's just see what happens. Alright, this is an issue.
Ooh, counter, let's go.
Having a battle randomized between multiple possibilities. I did it before RR. What's RR? Reshiram route. No Calm Mind? Was I supposed to Calm Mind? Oh. I forgot about Calm Mind. I just used the set from before. Well.
There goes your easy victory, let's go.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's see, what's this gonna do? Actually, this could do anything.
Huh, kind of stumps your team.
That's normal for Ludicolo's and me. Like, literally, when I fought Amy for the 6-0 thing that got referenced in game, Ludicolo, I was running a rain team. Ludicolo just eeps me. Who needs easy when you can bash your head against the wall for now? I mean, we don't know that
Never change your team.
we don't know that this loses to Ludicolo, right? Let's... Okay, you know what? I don't think
You'll
this
move
gets...
first.
Yeah, let's Tailwind and switch to something. Right?
Yeah, still some light screen turns.
That's true, yeah. Well, and we're also on... Here, I'm gonna Tailwind... That's a lot of damage. I can still switch out of Aqua Ring, right? Like, it'll be a waste of the seed, but...
Yeah,
But maybe I
ingrained.
can... Gosh, that's actually pretty bad. It does have triage, yeah. This is why I said I hope you know what to do. Oh, I see. I thought the plan was just triage Giga Drain. No, we're not grassy terrain. We're not changing the field. That would be too easy. We're not doing it. So maybe with Tailwind, maybe Meech can live a surf.
Oh.
Or I meant Tailwind. I meant Aurora Veil, but okay, fair enough. All right, in that case, we have Swift Swim. We can Calm Mind here, and we'll still outspeed. Right? Or should we just go for the kill? Maybe we should just go for the kill. Maybe we should go for Moonblast. No, there's still Light Screen up. We live, right?
We crit, right? Oh.
Okay. Oh no, I was really hoping for the special attack drop. I don't have items on some I only didn't have an item on Gardevoir because of because whatever. This one had the seed. But maybe Giga Drain kills now. Haha, lol. That did no damage. Alright.
Wow. Well, it's not a 6-0, I guess.
Yeah. You reckon nature power kills? The confusion.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
We have
another
another. We have
chance?
another. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. Easy video game.
Easy.
Now we'll just we'll switch into this. Oh, it didn't even try to go for a dragon move.
Oh. Priority nature power? Oh, for the water jet
Sure.
confusion?
Why not?
The water plus confusion?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah. Nope.
Oh.
Okay. Who's Harold? Oh yeah, so there have been questions about Amaria's nicknames. Amaria is the most, like, lacking a theme character for a nickname.
Probably, yeah. I mean, its first move was light screen, so
Yeah.
that's a free turn already.
Love how you say that book shouldn't exist in the Pokemon world, and yet some of her Pokemon are named after real-life oceans. That's true, and they probably have different moves. But those nicknames are all from the online league as well, which this wasn't quite in its own setting. Wondering why she has Atlantica and Indiana, but not Pacifica. I mean, she did have something else called Pacifica. I want to say Pacifica was her Seismitoad? If I remember correctly.
Didn't she also use like 20 or 30 months in the online league?
Yeah, she did. So she couldn't keep to one theme. All of the Swift swimmers, not counting Swampert because that wasn't a Swift swimmer at the time. All of the Swift swimmers were oceans. All of the general stall Pokemon were clouds. And then a bunch of others were just random shit. I actually have a list of her nicknames, I think. Let me see if I have that. Okay, so some of the nicknames I have, Caracosta was Breakaway, which is not Swift Swim. Empoleon was Cumulus, Gyarados was Poseidon, Jellicent, female, was Her Majesty, Sharpedo, Current, Swampert, Kip, Cloyster, Shell, Tentacruel, Whirlgirl, Starmie, Twinkle, Gastrodon, Maelstrom, Slowbro, Stratus, Politoed, Nimbus, Lapras, Deliverance, Kingdra, Atlantica, Seismitoad, Pacifica, Azumarill, Riley, Vaporeon, Sirius, Quillfish, Southerna, Alomalola, Bubbles with a Z, Kabutops, Arctica, Ludicolo, Indiana, Amstar, Nacreus, which also wasn't Swift Swim, so I guess I've just lied live on stream, Wishy-Washy, Wishbuckler, Primarina, Lorraine, who was actually my 5th grade teacher. She was my favorite teacher. She was nice. Blastoise, Shell Bell, Manaphy. Oh yeah, and then all of her legendaries were based on like lost legendary cities at sea. So Manaphy East, Kyogre Lemuria, Rotom was Arcus, Toxapex Mamoris, Greninja Lenticula, Tapu Fini Avalon, Keldeo Thule, Palkia Mew, Samurott Alto, Volcanion Agartha, and Melodic was Virga.
And not even the obvious one.
Seismitoad is Cumulus in game? That's wrong. Why did I do that?
I don't know. Is that true? Cumulus. It sure is Seismitoad.
Huh.
But it also is Empoleon.
That might be a mistake. Amaria having nicknames for Mons is the reason why Melia nicknames for Mons, because Amaria was your favorite at the time. I love that. You're gonna have to tell me more things like that next week. Those aren't even all the Mons she used in the online league. Those are just all the ones that I could find record of from back then. She used a lot. Make it hold an iron ball. Why would I do that? Literally, why would I do that? Okay. I didn't mean to do that. I misclicked.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. You and Kane sure would be besties. You guys definitely have some energy.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually probably fine. That's probably
Just-
okay. Because that gets me more Aurora Veil turns.
Yeah. She did it to spite you. You shouldn't have reset. Oh.
God, Starmie really
Well.
is just setup bait.
Please switch out. Please switch out. Please be a good AI. Oh, it knows you have triage, please. Oh, it's
I'm sorry, Perry.
fine.
I'm sorry. Perry and I also have really tried to make the switches work.
Yeah, switching has seen a lot of work, but still, switching is so hard.
It is, it really is.
It's just not. It's not easy to say, okay, plus 50 for this, because the situation is just too complicated to break down sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, we put Deliver Us out right away. That's how we know we're desperate. Ooh!
And it was a crit as well. We love to see it. I'm just happy when the AI does something good. It had a counter. I can't believe it.
It's the little things.
Oh, that's another thing I did. Nobody probably sees it when they're playing the game normally, but printing the AI scores in the console.
That 1 HP survival into the fucking.
The glimmer of
sure.
hope you have.
Pain. Deliverance will deliver you your doom. Yeah. I don't remember if I said before when I was talking about my experiences with the person on whom Amaria is based, but the name Deliverance was also like the story is that Lapras saved her when she was drowning out at sea one time, and then they became fast friends. And the person on whom she was based also had a story like that where he swears that he was out at sea drowning one time, and I believe him. I know that he says that I don't believe him, but there, this is within my belief system that a water spirit carried him to safety. So the Deliverance was just a reference to that spirit. Yeah, so there's a console that opens when you open the game in debug mode normally, and that used to be completely useless, but Perry made it actually incredibly useful. Instead, when troubleshooting the AI, we used to have it print out into a separate text file and then scroll all the way down to the bottom and read through round by round and figure out what the score was at a given place. But Perry made it so that it opens in a separate window and you can just see the list of all its scores turn by turn, and it was fucking wonderful. Shout out to Perry for that. It is not something that is apparent in game, but
It helped a lot.
it made debugging AI so much easier.
Especially when we switched between two AIs.
Yeah.
Between the one we refactored and before, just comparing the scores and seeing where big mistakes were made.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, that might be a great switch if I get the special defense drop, which I didn't, again, or special attack. God, that doesn't even 2-hit KO. Mother hecker. I guess I should have called Minded? I think I lose.
For a pixie plate.
I think I lose now.
It's a special attack drop, not a special defense drop.
Oh, I got it that time though.
Oh.
I don't have a... Well, I do have a grasp move actually, but I'm never going to get to use it. Am I spiritual or religious? I'm Wiccan. I don't really practice that much these days, but I do still, believe in the principles of energy and magic behind it. Well, Meech might be my best shot for killing this thing. I'm still gonna try and Moonblast because I assume...
Isn't it faster?
No shot, right?
I mean, it also gets Swift Swim.
It does,
and
yeah.
I think its base stat is higher.
Its base stat is higher? You think?
In Mega form, then Gardevoir only has 80.
Oh, huh.
Well, we'll see.
We'll find out. YOLO.
Oh.
Alright. Now let's see what happens, because this will be double resisted. Fantastic.
I don't think I've ever used the move substitute. Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Know that I am happy.
Quick questions from chat. Wicca is a form of neo-paganism, so it's about connection to, like, the earth and the energy within life. For me, it's a belief in the power of belief itself. Did I ever see the Hex Girls as kids? Yeah, they were always, you know, lesbian awakening. What? Who said that? Alright. This is gonna get dicey after this turn.
Oh, you don't have a substitute up.
Yeah. So...
Oh, does it have Ice Punch?
It does. It absolutely does, right?
I don't know.
I could
Probably.
bring a substitute and see what it uses. What's her last Pokemon?
Vaporeon? I don't think it's on the singles team.
Yeah. Wishy-washy? Okay. That should have Ice Beam as well.
True. Oh.
I don't think Meech is going to be able to do anything to either of those. I should switch Meech out if I have to reset after this again. He doesn't have Ice Punch?
Oh.
Stone Edge.
Oh, Stone Edge.
I
Well,
might get a miss. There it is.
there it is.
Oh, and is it out of PP for Stone Edge?
One more, I think.
I thought so. I thought there would be one more. So why did it switch to
Oh.
Earthquake? Oh, this is beautiful. This is so excellent. Oh, we win. This is just a win condition, right? Well, I
think
only have
that's
3
game.
substitutes. This may not be a win condition. This may be real close, though.
We're about to see. Will Ice Beam Oko Meech? I don't think so.
I think it would.
Because if it isn't, then Encore is to play, and otherwise Nature Power is to play to hope for the confusion.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not Encore. It has to be Nature Power.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Oh no! No! Oh, the Wiki Berry! Oh. I have had victory snatched away from my very hands.
So close.
Hi, Wagyu. Ah! I could unfreeze? Nope.
Oh.
3 HP. God, that does no damage. I absolutely should not have Meech on this team.
Yeah.
We were so fucking close.
Yeah. We were this close to greatness.
Let's just do a doubles battle for the hell of it, right?
Right. Just clicks doubles. Goes to singles battle.
Wait, I did that.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Okay, that's a successful turn 1.
It sure is. But now what? I think I have to click... Let's see. I don't know if the AI is going to try and do surf again.
No, it's
Surely
scared
not.
to death for you using white card again.
So I'll try Venoshock. Goodbye. I know it's tanky.
Okay.
Wait, it did the thing.
Ooh.
A clumsy ass trainer. That's rude. You're not wrong, but that's rude to say. I play fast and I play a lot faster and more carelessly on stream than I do solo, I think. Just because I have an audience and I don't want to sit there and think through everything. Let's deal with that and white guard. That did no fucking damage. I am going to have to calm mind up. Oh, that is a water type underwater, isn't it?
Oh, true.
Alright. That's fine. We can work with that. Does Encore repeat the target? I think it does, right?
No.
I think it does.
I don't remember there being a bug with it, so probably not.
Yeah, I suppose it does not repeat the target.
In fact, I think that was the case beforehand, but you're able to switch it, and I had to change it so that you would be able to change the target position. Instead of it automatically going to the leftmost or rightmost.
Oh, I see. Sarah might actually be able to do something good here, though. I really don't. Let's see if we can just kill this lantern real quick. Because I want Hollow to survive. Great. Special attack drop? Yes, fantastic.
Oh.
Okay. That Vaporeon needs to sit there for the rest of the battle. Wait, what? Don't I have Water Absorb? I traced Volt Absorb!
Oh. The random trace. Yeah, you have the 50% chance to trace either one. Instead of the one in front of you. That's a tough one.
This is why we don't run Trace? I resent that. Yeah, I'm gonna lead Trace. How dare you? This is why we don't run Trace. No, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this out. I'm going to Leech Seed Vaporeon. And hopefully Whimsicott will die quickly. And then I can put Comfey in with the Leech Seed and Calm Mind up. That's the plan. It dodged the leech seed. It dodged. It.
Oh, and the special death drop. I love this.
Everybody perish. Die. God, Psyshock is actually really nice to have here. Die.
Oh, true.
That didn't kill?
I'll be fine.
Yeah, the AI knows the Gardevoir has Water Absorb. Wait. Hold on,
Perish song?
I lose to the fucking Perish song. I have to kill this
Please.
Lapras immediately.
Please. Oh, but
Listen,
Is it
if I
faster?
lose to the Perish
It's
song
faster.
here... Say what?
the Lapras is faster, right?
I think it might be. If I do lose to the Perish song here, I will not be disappointed though. I will actually be very happy.
Please. Yes!
It's faster. Oh my god. I'm actually super happy about that. I'm actually so happy about that.
Well, you got 3 turns. And 3 Pokemon to kill. No? 2 Pokemon
Is it
to
2?
kill, I think. I think these are the last 2.
No! Oh wait, they went for...
Oh.
We might be in this. Right? Maybe not if we lose that.
No, I think if this kills, yeah.
Drown.
Oh, the battle will end.
I just lost to a 10% freeze chance on the winning turn.
You had it.
I'm sorry, hon. Pokemon is a bad game.
I'm actually like I'm not upset about that. Like I am upset about that, but I'm actually secretly happy about that.
It did the right thread.
It
I'm so
did.
happy.
You're right. The AI actually was completely right to go for
And you
that 10%
actually
chance.
thought about it beforehand.
Uh-huh. That was. I'm actually pretty happy about how that turned. Like from a designer, like as a player, I'm in pain. But as the game creator, I'm so proud of the AI right now, just for making this Perish strat thing work. I'm pretty sure it did.
One
We
win
have.
condition.
I added code for like Perish song and stuff for the statuses, way back in the day. Like it's a 10% chance, but it should be calculated. That was a hell of a fucking turnaround both ways, though.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, I'm not upset about that. These are fun battles, actually. I'm liking this.
And now you're not water type.
Yes, exactly. So the problem is that we're going to begin dealing with the surf. But let's just see what happens. Do we live that? Absolutely. Well, not if we get crits. That's not even helpful for information's sake. God, that's why I don't like crits. Like, fine. We have a chance to die. That's whatever. But I want the information. Turns out the Aurora Veil was pretty important.
Okay.
See, the difference is this time
And you
we
hit
have
again.
Aurora Veil.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a
Feels
problem.
bad.
Though we really are getting that 10% Shadow Ball drop every time.
That's 3 in a row.
It sure is. What are the odds of that freeze happening again? Haha. Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm not, like, I don't feel desperate to change this up too much. Well, let's just see what happens. Just having fun here. See, we're all good. We're all good in the hood.
Yeah. Until the crit comes around, everything's fine.
No crit. Well, yo, I don't believe in crits.
I don't subscribe to crits.
Exactly. You know, they
Specifically, I
legally
unsubscribe to the crit mill. So,
cannot crit you without your consent.
a
All right, everybody, get that fucking
that simple?
lantern. Wow, that did no damage. We live though, right? Yeah. See, it's not even a problem. And then we kill the lantern. It's simple. We kill the lantern.
The plan is simple.
Yes.
We
And
call
now it
my
doesn't
spend
matter.
till we win.
I mean, honestly, I think I just still kill this, right?
Probably.
Burgle. Not even a problem, not even a problem. They pour it on as an ugly. What are these fucking takes? I want Gardevoir to consensually use Drain. Sir? Or I don't know if you're sir. Friend? I need you to stop. Like, actually, this is getting weird. And this was weird last week, too. I need to dial this back with the, like... Yeah, with the kind of creepy stuff. Also, that's a good point on Sarah's part. Didn't you say that, you know what? Just take... I'm gonna need to ask you to take a chill. With just one Calm Mind, Comfey is actually holding up
Yeah.
there. Calm Mind and Leech Seed.
Doesn't it sometimes surprise you when you have such a tough battle and you lose at the last minute, you try again and you completely dominate?
Yeah.
For no
I mean,
good reason.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, you missed the lead seed.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think your Convey got crit as well.
Maybe.
But this is a bit of a different story.
Yeah. Drown. Alright. This is over. That was fun, though. I enjoyed that set of battles. I think this is actually the best that I felt about, like, Amy's status as a gym leader. Like, this feels like we're dealing with it. I'm sure that the fight would have been a lot easier had we changed the field, and that's not the greatest thing, but
Or
details.
if you stick to singles.
I mean, the singles, we still didn't win easily. That was
True.
okay. This was just a fun set of battles. I actually really appreciate how this went. Oh, what I missed that. I just clicked. Misery loves company like I love her. That's why I'm alone. This is the Torrent badge. It enables the move route climb. This is the TM for Skull. Now go. I set you free. Both you and her. And if anything happens to me, know that I will finally be at peace. A lot of people...
And then you end episode 17.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were super concerned that she killed herself after that, and that was never my intent.
Yeah.
That was absolutely not the intent, though. Good night, Amaria. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
You with the face! Ringy Dingy Dinger just ran up from Calcinon City. Apparently things there aren't looking too hot, despite the fire gym and all. I mean, she said nothing was blowing up. Believe me, if it were, I'd already be there. Can't miss the fireworks. But it sounds like she'd appreciate some help up there. I tried to tell Tanya, but I don't even know where she went. So I figured I'd let you know instead. If it were me, I'd just blow up all of Labrador City. But for some reason, nobody's on board with that plan. So whatever. They lose, I snooze. The one bummer I feel like for Reshiram route is that we don't get the dialogue of her making fun of Titania in this route.
What did she say in Zekrom?
Oh, she has like a special pose of she's making fun of Titania. She's like, my sword arm will not allow me to go up to that place, and just being edgy about it.
Oh, such a weep.
And she's asleep. Is Titania still outside? Did I miss the boat on that? No, I didn't. So that's how
remember you can let her outside there for all of eternity.
Yeah, that's the only bummer. The rest of the route was great. I finally said what I needed to. It only took that boy dying. Maybe she kills herself. I couldn't stop her anyway. Maybe Lynn comes here after all. Guess that's up to you. I'm washing my hands of her. After that stunt, there's no point in playing make-believe anymore. And there's no point in staying here. I'll see you again, Amy. There should have been a fly noise there.
Wasn't there a scene where she jumps on a Skarmory?
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of different versions where she can fly off. But there should have been a fly noise for that one. Reshiram. Fly noise when Tanya leaves from the roof. It's not like she just jumped off the roof and sprouted wings. Would Julia actually blow up Labrador if given the chance? Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
I mean, win-win situation.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I do really feel
We
good
did
about
it.
these battles, yeah. And in the end, Comfey held up. Let's pull up a team for I guess it's the Glass Gauntlet section, right? Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we have to care about the Glass Gauntlet. That's okay. That's true, there is a lot of rock climb. That's a good point. Let's go do that. That way I don't have to make decisions this stream. Also the Shiny Charm dialogue. Okay.
Can avoid the glass cannon for a bit.
Yeah,
Stall
exactly.
some more. At the beginning of the stream, I looked up your team in game and tried comparing to this team.
Yeah.
There were only 2 Pokemon difference. And it's because you don't have Absol and another one.
That's true. Oh yeah, I can go get Absol now too. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Do you have do you need an ill-fated doll?
Do I have what?
An ill-fated doll. Don't you need that?
I didn't think I did. Let's go find out. These rocks, by the way, have always been such a huge pain in the ass trying to be able to fish off of them. I don't actually remember if we gave up on that. Did we?
Don't
Yeah, we did.
think so. Oh.
Because it kept breaking in various ways. I think we can do both restoration projects now, right?
You
There's
should be
a
able
lot
to
we can do.
2 out of 3, right?
Superior is not until after Hardy. I think we can do all 3 now. I think I changed that. This is where you reported the land surfing bug? Yes. You did this. Wait. Do I need Ulfeda at all? Maybe you're right. Maybe
Or it needs to be night.
I don't think it's night.
I don't think it's night either.
It must be ill-fated.
Well,
Okay.
let me look it up.
We have some side quests to do, so that's fine. Let's take let's see, a puffle first, before I forget. Alright guys, we didn't have a list for this one, so y'all are gonna have to help me remember everything. Volcarona is also a thing. Has to be a midnight and ill-fated? I made it that specific? Right, I don't have rock climb yet. Is it this house? Is it just the house?
Repeat trials remain inadvisable under the current conditions wherein relevant variables are unknown.
We ain't gonna find out these variables just by hanging out here. Yo, Amy, just who I want to see right now. Listen, mate, this bird has found out what's up with my city.
The aforementioned term continues to be unfit to apply to an individual who bears no resemblance to the avian species.
Yeah, and your bro's not one of the foremost contender for Douche of the Year award. Just tell Amy what you found out, right?
Very well. A bidirectional comparison of radio output via frequency tracebacks confirms a confounding signal to be emitted by a nearby location. Hypothesis. Target location is the source of the soporific waves affecting Agate City.
Basically, she finally found the place, mate. I want to get in there and rock their worlds once and for all.
Proposed procedure remains haphazardly inefficient. Previous instances of individuals exiting the city have resulted in increasingly diminished numbers among the remaining group.
That's exactly why we gotta roll. I know it's risky, but if we don't bust in there and find them, who will? You agree with me, right, Amy? This is a choice between Hardy and Florinia. But I know that Hardy's correct in this case, so boom. I knew you'd get it.
Facts.
Nevertheless, reckless enthusiasm holds no effect on established outcomes.
Yeah, you said that before. That doesn't change the fact that we're the only ones left who can do something about it. Plus, we've got Amy now. Sorry, mate, truth be told, we actually weren't sure if you'd make it back, since none of the others have. Laura was first. She stormed out and never came back. Then Anna and Noelle apparently snuck off at some point. Shelley flew back in. That girl was looking way fiercer than ever I'd seen her. She was pumped to find the others, so Kane went with, and that was the last we saw of him. Sphere was next. Went down to the control center to see what's what. After a while, Charlotte went to go get her. That wasn't long ago, but she should have been back already. Then there were 2. Well, 3 with you, mate. Make that 4. So what, we're just gonna sit here in this bullshit situation and wait for it to resolve itself? Where have I heard that one before? Yo, didn't think we'd be seeing you around here. At least one of you might have preferred I didn't come. Too bad. So, what's the plan? We found out what's up with Agate, so we're gonna roll out there and set it right. But Rennie here ain't about it.
Evacuation of this location implies its forfeit. A regularized division of human resources remains a likely tactic to reduce localized defenses and create opportunity for repossession of the city.
And she doesn't want to split, because that's how everyone else keeps disappearing.
Various assumptions regarding external variables continue to induce a considerable level of risk.
Hey, Rennie, stop that already.
To what are you referring?
This, a considerable level of risk bullshit. Everything's a risk. It doesn't take a supercomputer to see that sitting around doing nothing makes no sense. If you're scared, just say that.
Personal sentiments and values remain irrelevant with regards to tactical effectiveness.
Yeah, they are irrelevant. They're also inseparable. You can keep trying to hide behind rationality, but this just in, breaking news, you're still a real human person, not a machine. You're not fooling anyone. Not even yourself. Especially not yourself. On the other hand, if your goal was to remind me just how much I messed up before, then you're doing a wonderful job. Really. A+ tactics. We're wasting time standing around. If you want to save Agate, then hurry and go do it. Huh, you're not coming? I figured you'd be chomping at the bit to go out and beat Meteor. Yeah, turns out sometimes going in their swords blazing isn't the best strategy either. I think I've made enough mistakes for the time being. There's one now. So you and Amy go save Agate. I'll stay here with Florinia and make sure Meteor doesn't try to pull anything here. Maybe she and I can do some catching up.
As pertaining to the disclosure of personal information between individuals, catching up likely remains an irrelevant activity.
Maybe not. And if you think you'll end up joining the others in their string of disappearances, don't. Amy is most of what we've got at this point anyway, so take care of each other or whatever. As if that's something I know anything about. Suit yourself, sis. Amy, meet me on the east side of Route 4. We're gonna save Agate. Hardy should know where to go to save Agate. Headstrong impatience must run in the family or something. Hopefully it works out better for him than it has for me. I
seem to be surrounded by my past failures no matter where I go. The only way I can help Amy now is by leaving her. Maybe this one has been left alone for too long. I don't expect Titania to change, but at least I can say I tried. Discussing matters of the past is a useless pursuit in addressing the conflicts of the present. Contrariwise, perhaps there is some merit in reassessing personal processes after all. Current demeanor appears to consistently elicit negative reactions from surrounding subjects. A new hypothesis is developed. The subject's behavior is a prerequisite condition to Fern's altered allegiance. Therefore, perhaps the current condition can also be altered by a similar method. However, this conclusion remains directly contradictory to previously established rationale. Therefore, results inconclusive. Alright. I'm going. There's nothing else in the city, right? Everybody else is gone? Yeah, okay, bye.
You can
hi.
get the torch hick. Oh, yeah.
There's no response. Sup, Amy? You're probably wondering what happened to Saphira here. Truth is, I finally set her on fire too.
Go, girl.
Just kidding. Did you believe me? Aw, boring. I found her like this in the control center under Calcinon. She said she was going there, but she was taking way too long, so I went to go get her. With everyone disappearing or whatever, obviously that's not the smartest move. It's like a horror movie or whatever, right? Just don't split up. Duh. Like you are now, huh? But if anything did happen to her, I wouldn't really care what happened to me. There wouldn't be a point. So I went for it. Found her like this. Hauled her here. Was just taking a break in here. Turns out carrying someone like her isn't the easiest thing. She's in rough shape, but alive. That's what matters. And believe me, if I thought Team Meteor was responsible for this, Labrador City would already be torched. But judging from the damage down there, she probably did this to herself. Went on a rampage. Took it out on some defenseless machine. Probably shocked herself in the process. And take a look at her hand. That's a lock of Laura's hair, impressively still clenched in her fist. Looks like a clean cut to me. Team Meteor probably took it from her and left it down there as bait. It's just a guess, but I'm assuming Saphira saw it and went into a frenzy. Wouldn't be the first time. So they have Laura, and they want us to. All of us, probably. You're gonna do something about it? That's right, Wrecking Ball. Take the bait so we don't have to. Make that horror movie dream come true. As much as I also want to go look for Lara, I'm not leaving Saphira alone like this. So whatever you're doing, good luck. Oh yeah, the Shiny Charms thing. I skipped that dialogue before and we debugged the Shiny Charm. Shiny Charm in so that we didn't have to skip it. Anytime. Make sure to keep her healthy, alright? You know, I haven't seen this since Cream redid since Crim redid Aster's Aspers.
Wow, okay.
It's worth noting that I don't have any water on me this stream. Let me just go grab some water right quick before I say anything else embarrassing.
Everybody, please take a water break. We will as well.
Stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate. Okay. Seeing feels a lot better since Crim redid the Aster sprite. Make sure to keep her healthy, alright? You hardly need to tell me that. Who's there? Amy. It's me, Aster. I don't think you've seen me outside of my uniform before. Ah, it's you. I owe you an apology for my indignance last time you were here. I did not believe you when you told me what happened to my daughter and spoke rashly. I am sorry. Please understand it was difficult news. I brought Eclipse back here. Well, her body. She's situated in her room upstairs. I'll make sure she gets the proper life support. Just in case she ever wakes up. Thanks. I'm gonna go now. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but I'll try not to be in your way anymore, Amy. Aster told me all the details about for whom she was working and what happened. So in the end, everything she did was for my sake. But I would have sooner gone in her stead.
I do not wish to speak much, but visit her if you like. Otherwise, there is nothing I can do. If only I had been stronger or stopped her, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe if I had been closer or talked more. Perhaps if I had prayed. Perhaps if I had wept. Perhaps if I hadn't. No, too late. Too late. She appears to be sleeping, but she ain't.
It's a tough one.
Alright, let's also check the TVs while we're here. I think we might have forgotten between Titania and Amaria, so I should check that as well. Is this TV broken? Is this a fake TV?
Fake news.
Is the shiny charm Caitlin's? Is it something left for her? Do you feel a little bit guilty for taking it? Well, I didn't think about any of that until you said so. But now that you say so, I'm gonna go with no, yes, and yes. This TV is broken. Somebody please report that. Let's go watch Cory in the house. Alright. We're here today with one of Reborn's Elite Four. She's powerful, she's ferocious, and she's 4 feet 3 inches of pure battling skill. Let's hear it for Heather Molinar. Heather, thanks so much for joining us on the show. Thanks for having me, Gardevoir. It's a nice change for someone to recognize strength when they see it. Those are some mighty words for such a tiny person, but certainly your status threatens to back those words up nicely. Can you tell us where you think your strength comes from? Well, obviously it comes from my Pokemon. And I guess my friends too. Your friends? Whomever could you mean? Well, there were a couple trainers who wanted to help me out after I ran away from home. Kane, even though he's weird. And Amy keeps showing up everywhere. Even though I know things wouldn't have worked out this well without them. But mostly, I mean my friend Shelly. We met after I got mad at my dad and took off for a few days before. She hid me in her gym and we had a lot of fun playing together. Well, I had fun at least. I guess we always just did what I wanted. But she was there to help me after things got bad too. I guess she liked me for whatever reason. I don't really get it, but I want to try and make it back up to her. She was really nice to me and I was selfish. So I gotta be a good friend from now on too. Admirable words from someone who's been through so much. It seems like this young trainer has really found the resolve to grow. I wonder what that could mean for the future of this battler too. Any certain trainers out there looking to face the Elite Four soon may just want to watch out. And that interview changes a bit depending on your route. Let me pull that up here. So if you don't reveal Cory, the interview is different. Can you tell us where you think your strength comes from? Obviously, it's just because I'm the Princess of the Wind. The Princess of the Wind? However do you mean? My mom was a flying type trainer too, so that's kind of like being the wind. I learned what I could from how she used to battle, and now I'm even stronger than she was. Oh my, even stronger. That's quite a claim. But it's true, because she only used Pokemon she thought were cute. Like Salamence? Okay, so it's not exactly the usual cute, but that shouldn't be the determining factor. As a top tier battler, I'm not afraid to use big, powerful ones. Everyone's always like, what? Why would a little girl want a Pokemon like that? And they try to pass me off with Baneri or Pikachu or some other crap fairy trash just because it's pink. Who cares about any of that? I don't need to look cute. I need to kick butt. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's quite the fighting spirit. And there you have it, folks. A girl who's not afraid to take on the whole world with the help of her Pokemon. I feel sorry for whatever stray challenger ends up opposite to her in the arena.
Facts, though. The moment she pulls out her sediments for the first time, and all the monsters around you are like, ah yes, Beedrill, Muddleby, Pansage, sediments.
Exactly. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love it too.
Today I'm here in Calcenon City to interview the smoldering beauty famed for the flames, Charlotte Belrose.
Charlotte, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. Sure thing, Gardevoir. In fact, I should be thanking you. We're in Ground Zero and things are about as boring as they can be up here. It's always a pleasure to take some time out of my day to embarrass someone on public TV. That's my job. By someone, I meant myself. What was that noise? Oh, well, no need to be embarrassed, darling. I must admit, you didn't seem like the shy type. I'm not. Well, okay. Whatever the case, don't worry, I'm sure you'll do fine. I'm not worried either. I wasn't even serious about embarrassing myself. But it's nice that you try and think of the comfort level of your guests once in a while. Of course, that's just what a good hostess should... Wait, what do you mean once in a while? I've seen your past interviews. You normally just act all high and mighty while you put someone else on blast. Am I wrong? Of course you're wrong! That's funny, because I distinctly remember you tearing into Aya in a previous episode, threatening to tell the world about their relationship. That doesn't seem very courteous to me. She called the police! You're right, that was rude of her. Almost as rude as you being in her house without permission. And still not half as rude as you're being right now. Oh, you're right. My apologies, Gardevoir. I thought that you would be more supportive of your fans who've watched so many of your past TV appearances. I guess this is just how much we mean to you, though. That's not what I'm saying. Ugh! You've got such a short fuse. Do you really get along well with the sponsors this way? That's none of your business. Do you want to know what I think? I think you're lying. Lying? Okay, sure, this sounds good. Tell me, almighty wise Charlotte, what am I lying about? You're lying to yourself. You know the truth about why this show is funded. It's because you're a character. A character? Like in a game or something? That's ridiculous. You're sold to the public masses as a foolish, incompetent reporter character. The only value in these characters comes from the only value in these interviews comes from your buffoonery. Why else wouldn't it be edited out? But you have this egocentric streak that lashes back when prodded. If you were really playing a character, you wouldn't be so sensitive. You'd have an understanding that the you on TV is different from who you really are. But you don't, because you're every bit as impulsive and incompetent as you appear. The worst part is, you won't even admit when you know it. Even if you're impulsive, you're not so stupid as to not have thought about your own shows. You realized that you were just being used and made fun of, but you wanted to believe that you were actually a famous person people cared about. So you've been playing make-believe with your own success this whole time. That's nonsense, is it? Look me in the eyes and tell me I'm wrong. That's all on today's interview intermission. She has a specific ending on the Switch. Gardevoir is sad, just for after Charlotte. Alright, and then we have profiles. Oh, it's a commercial right now, god damn it. Hello there, Reborn City. We know times have been tough, and in these tough times, sometimes it's hard to find a minute or a place to sit down, relax, and have a cold drink. Why don't you come on down to the Spice, featuring good eats, smooth music, and the best beer in town. Spice has it all. Find us on 9th Street by Castelia. Come on in and spice up your life. Oh god, that message still being there causes me so much pain. We got a special program rolling out for you today on the rock type and rock and roller renegade Hardy Anderson. If that last name sounds familiar to you, it should. He's the younger brother of the steel leader Titania Anderson, and in a sense, he's got her to thank for his stairway to heaven. You see, nowadays there isn't a whole lot of love between them, but they weren't always in such bad company. Back in the glory days, the two of them were thick as thieves, united in their interest for rock-type Pokemon. But when steel types were discovered and all the latest pride and joy of the Pokemon world, Titania jumped ship and went on her own way. She never looked back, but Hardy was determined to dream on with his classic type, and thus started an enduring rivalry between the siblings, one that don't stop even today. Hardy's held that determination fast to take care of business and rise up in the ranks, raring to prove once and for all just which is the better type. And indeed, Hardy isn't just another brick in the cabal of rock leaders at the bottom of their totems. As the second highest ranked leader in Reborn, that boy promises to rock all his challengers like a hurricane. Challengers looking to face down Hardy should take extra care for his dusk form Lycanroc. This beast of burden promises to send any challenger free-falling, unless they escape just by the hair of the dog. And that's more than just a feeling. That's all for now, but remember trainers, keep fighting with everything you got.
Hold your spirits high, and even you can defeat the Reborn League. For those who are less familiar with classic music, that was a bunch of puns of classic rock songs.
It went completely over my head.
I think I was like looking at like top 100, like some of those I just knew, but the rest of them I'm like looking at top 150 lists to try and prompt myself there. But Arclight's dialogue is fun to write. We also skipped Amaria's profile, so I'll go back and read that. Today we'll be talking about an admirable allure and the astounding lacquery, the aqua artist Amaria Fior. Amaria is Reborn's most senior leader, not in age, mind you, as this maritime maiden is as fair in the eyes as she is on the heart. But despite her youth, she was the first leader chosen by former champion and Reborn League manager Ame to take up a gym leader title. Apparently, the two of them were somehow close friends and inspired each other to take steps to reopen the old league. This is referencing how this was originally a thing for my best friend, upon whom Amaria was based. So for all those trainers out there enjoying Reborn has challenges, remember, you got Amaria Fior to thank for it. The lass has also made quite a splash in Reborn City's development and passed even aside from that, having been responsible for tracking down and shutting up some of Reborn City's most environmentally damaging facilities. Those who've seen her in action know that her star player, a Lapras named Deliverance, should only be underestimated by those who want themselves to be dragged under. And how does a Pokemon get a name like that, you may wonder? From what Miss Amaria has said in the past, seems like it's earned its name firsthand. She tells a story about a time when she was swimming far out from the coast, only to be caught in the middle of a storm. Make no mistake, Amy is a stunning swimmer, but stormy seas can sink even the most stout ships. So it was when Amaria thought she'd drawn her last breath that she found herself pulled first to the surface and second to safety by a Pokemon. That Pokemon would be her lifelong companion, who she named Deliverance, in thanks for its saving her life. Turns out, Deliverance saves more than just lives though, with many of Amaria's past challengers having been staring it down as the face of defeat in what otherwise seemed like a one match for them. As Amaria announces, Deliverance always pulls through for her. Amaria should have Kyogre in her gym battle for no reason. Well, when I played her in Season 2 of the Online League, as the champion, she did get to use Legendary. And as a champion, that was usually Kyogre. So, you have some precedent for that one. Yo, Amy. You ran into Charlotte and Saphira on the way here? I didn't see them at all. Maybe we just missed each other. So they were all right after all. Sweet. Good to know that's two less we gotta worry about. So, according to Rennie, the source of the sleeping effect should be somewhere east of here. You beat Amy, right, mate? And take this. I've been hanging on to that for a while. Wouldn't have done much good before, but now you can use that to scale steep walls like these. Oh, you probably already knew that. No time to waste then. I'll go on ahead. Let's take back Agate City, and eventually, Aya too. Alright. Let's take back my Absol. You know, I forgot to make sure I had something that could damage this. I also forgot to save.
Well, no time like the present.
That's okay. We'll just catch up in the quick ball first try. Easy game.
Hey.
Not even a problem. You named your Absol Cassandra? Yeah, that's pretty appropriate. I feel like I would have put a hidden item here. Well, that's legally a hidden item.
Not the Hearthstone.
It's not where I
Oh
expected.
god, that looks so much better.
Oh yeah, the
I forgot about the change from the item finder, yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Jan for that. That was, I just want to be very clear about this for everybody. That was 100% Jan's idea and implementation. And I'm like, hey, I know that this was your thing that you just announced for Rejuve, but this is so good. Can we steal this, even though we're releasing first? So big thanks to Jan for letting us take that. I hit a rock in the rock. I'm not sure that's a hidden item, so I'm just taking some of the rock. That's true. Alright.
You can also hold the button which brings up the menu and then it automatically uses your last item.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's neat. That's another thing that you implemented, isn't it? That whole menu? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I got tired of pressing the button twice when trying to bike or using the item finder.
Super valid. I totally didn't know that was a thing. All right, I need to switch to just don't KO the Lucario real quick for me, please. Okay, so 2 issues here. 2 issues. The first is that just happened. All right. The second issue is that animation played in the wrong spot. That should have played on top of the battler. So that's good.
Animation bugs, even more painful than music bugs.
I feel like that's contentious.
Wow.
Well, like a lot of, I guess, like part of my calculus for that is like when the animation bugs are animation side, they're fine. When they're script side, then yeah. Did I teach Dark Pulse? Did I not teach Dark Pulse? Well, I can't use it anyway, so I owe Perry a child. Oh my. Oh yeah, we should mention. I just started calling Perry Perry one day. His original screen name is Toothpaste Fairy, and somehow that's shortened in my brain to Perry. He didn't like go by Perry before that or anything. I just dubbed him that.
It's still my Twitch username. That's Twitch and F because nobody else
glad
took
it
it.
stuck. It just felt right.
Yeah, I don't know. It just happened, but it's way nicer.
So how many of you found this naturally? This whole Dark Pulse and seeing the cracked wall thing. How many of you found this rather than just using a guide for it? We have a message at the start of the room, so I hope it's
think
okay.
I did. I don't think I needed to use a guide. Because the first thing you did when you get rock climb is try to go to all the rock climb spots you remember. And then once you get here, it's like the at Luna's place, but inverted. We've seen the mechanic before, so
this was a fun map to make too.
Few people. I love this room. The green and orange.
Yeah.
Turquoise.
Normally not a good combination, but I really like it here with the black.
Yeah.
You use Dark Pulse on any Crystal Cavern now because of the Rejuve event. Fantastic. People have asked what these are. These are meant to be like cocoons, basically. They just look fiery. And we're gonna opt out of this battle, or we're gonna see if we opt out of this battle anyway. I'm a little under-leveled, but I'm just curious how this goes. Let's just see if it gets deleted. Ooh, not completely. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, great.
It's an actual battle.
We have to fight. But now we press the funny button. Ooh, do we press the funny button?
Oh. Or did it press the funny button?
We press the funny button.
Oh. Well,
Hi there.
I can't blame II for that one.
Yeah, it's hard to make a battle significant against a single Pokemon at this point in the game because we can't do like a steep level difference like earlier on. But I tried.
Yeah.
I guess we could give it a bunch of EVs or something. Alright, Piro requested the Larvesta, and they did have dibs on whatever the next fire Pokemon was, so I believe that they get this. As long as I don't kill it, I once again should have saved before this. That's okay. We just... Uh-oh, we didn't Uh-oh. And it has recoil.
Oh.
This has
Now
gotten...
bring out your Ninetales to also do snow warning damage. Yes.
Yeah, just chip damage down. We'll just give this an Aurora Veil. Sure, I'm glad Larvesta Volcarona does not work like IRL butterflies. How do you mean by that? Alright. Caterpillars turn into goo inside their... Oh yeah, butterfly soup!
Oh, that's true. Oh,
Well, we got to this one fast enough. Shout out to the game Butterfly Soup. It's based around the concept of that metaphor, just like adolescence kind of being also turning to goo in your cocoon. It is a free indie visual novel that is very cute, focusing on the experiences of some Asian American girls.
I enjoyed the Larvitar puzzle.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Actually, I really haven't heard much about that since I added it. How is the temperature on that puzzle in general?
I mean, it's annoying when you mess up, and you're not able to get the item forever.
Uh-huh.
So that's part annoying. Maybe if there was like green crystal, which you could use to break the rocks afterwards.
Maybe,
Um,
I did specifically
yeah, but
make it
then-
for that puzzle that none of those items are anything missable for that reason.
Yeah, but they're still quite good items if I remember correctly. I think one of them is a focus sash even.
Yeah. I think with E19 I tried to make those a bit better despite not being unique anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
I think I accidentally stepped through the hole in the wall, but I was trying not to. I'm trying to remember, because before E19, there was, on that third room, there was like a big nugget or something where if you go down to the island, if you break the first two rooms and go through them with Larvitar, and then go into that third room before you break the third, you can get a big nugget that will then that is in a hole that gets covered up by the rock falling down.
Mm-hmm.
But I made a quality of life changing episode 19 that all three rooms break at the same time. So I'm trying to remember how we get that item if it's possible now. I probably won't worry about it. Boop.
Also the most random field effect readout.
Which one was that? Flower Garden?
Yeah, I think Flower Garden is in here.
Yeah, because
It might have been moved.
maybe it did get moved. It used to be Flower Garden for Lara being there.
Yeah. Where did it get moved to? Or, I think it's probably spawns once you collapse the place.
I think it should have been in here. It used to be. I think I moved it.
No, because you're gonna break the room, right? So
No, because specifically, I think what I did was I put the notes there as a distraction that there's nothing else here. But it was also convenient because that item falls down to the bottom once you break it, so you can still collect it there, and I didn't have to use an extra switch for it. But when I moved that, I had to use an extra switch for whatever item that was.
Oh. This is the room where there's written some stuff in the walls.
Oh, yeah, that's true, that's true. Basically, if you go up and to the right on the walls, it'll say Ika, or Ikaru was here. Yeah. Because it's out of view, so I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, go for it. And I was having Ikaru finish out the cliffs on these maps, just to help me out still. What do I do? What am I doing? What am I doing? Switching to this, that's what I'm doing.
I look away for 1 second, okay? And I look back.
Surely it won't use a
Surely
ground
won't
move
have
again.
Surely.
Yeah, exactly. Great, perfect. Bam. Wait. Sand rush. Sand rush!
Hey, I'll use Earthquake again. Just let another Pokemon die, okay?
Alright. I'll let it use Earthquake again. Surely it will. Surely.
Surely. Surely it won't spend Sandstorm 5 times in a row.
Actually, Encore. Boom. God, it did that late again? That's so frustrating. Alright. Now we're down here. I'm sorry, Lissa! I'm sorry! You had Earthquake! I mean Earth Encore! Motherfucker. Nom. I love the
nom.
bite sound effect.
Oh, I always thought it was using Rock Smash, but
Oh
this
no, it's
makes way more sense.
yeah, it's eaten. It's eaten good tonight.
Mm.
All right, so I believe I don't remember how this puzzle works.
I think it.
It'll go to the next rock, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I can just pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop. I don't remember where this puzzle idea came from. I don't think I actually stole this from something. I think I just kind of figured it out based on wanting a rock eating puzzle.
There's a game called 2048, and the movement in that is kind of the same to what's happening here. But
I think I know the game we're talking about, and I don't think that was it. I think I would have even played that after this. No, stop.
yeah,
Munch. Munch.
no.
Nom. Nom. Munch. Off you go.
Quite an exquisite dessert.
Indeed, indeed. Like, this is good content. Those are good things to have. This is totally just Pac-Man. No, Pac-Man is different. But, like, I get what you mean. Conceptually, it's maybe not that different from Pac-Man. Okay, so I need a route back to that door. And then... Okay, so I think I start on the left, right? Or left, correct. No, I should start on the right. That way we can loop back around. Did I save?
You can always walk out and in again.
I guess that's true. I guess I did do that, didn't I?
Weren't you supposed... Does this work out? This stuff still works out perfect.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, possibly. Okay. And then here, I just gotta not go down all the way, right? I would need to go...
Yeah, just go to the left and then probably down and left. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Left. Down. Down. Left. Down. Up. Right. Down. Down. Dairy. Down. Down.
Yeah.
Easy video game. Also probably made easier by the fact that I had to do this puzzle like 18 times when I tested and made it.
Ooh. Did this puzzle break a lot?
No, actually, I was really surprised. This one has almost never broken. Knock on wood.
Because I
Alright.
think I remember the Larvesta being frozen once.
Oh, really? Could that have been because of lag? Like it was outside the map bounds?
Oh, you know? Maybe.
Let's see. That was definitely a huge limiting factor. The frame of view in general was a huge limiting factor with these, which is why I had to do this like awkward panning stuff, but it worked out acceptably, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me actually look at this. I believe we have to not go all the way.
Start out by going to the left, then up, then take the middle path up, and that's all the way.
Yeah, up and then back down.
Yeah, and then you can take the right path at the end.
Yep.
Oop.
Down, right, up,
Up
right,
and away.
right. Now here, I believe we need to go around the upper way. Surely.
Yeah. Makes way more sense. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to go there.
Yeah. Alright, now let's see here. I think this is...
Down, left, down, up.
Down, left, down, up, right, down, left. Well, no, because if it hits that bottom right, it'll move on. I think it's still down, left. Yeah, I just have to swerve to the left before... Yeah, no, this is easy. This is as easy as it seems. Left. Down. Up. Right. Down. Left. Down. Right. And off you go. Up. And so under there's a big nugget. I just don't know how that's accessible still. Under the control panel, basically.
Oh. Oh.
Rocky MZ.
Ooh.
Hello? Quick, imprison the beast. I will quickly imprison the beast with a quick ball. I saved, right?
You saved.
Great. Alright, is this claimed? T-Tar. Oh.
I remember the name, but from where?
Alright, I'm pretty sure we can just do both of these now. Yeah.
Ah, neat.
It used to be Adrian Amaria Hardy, but as of V19, to help you get to the content quicker, it's now Adrian Titania Amaria. Okay, let's go pick up some quests. Starting with you. Ah, jeez.
Ah, jeez.
So after much ado, Reborn's railnet system is finally rebuilt and active, but there's just one problem. There's a part of the railnet that we haven't been able to properly repair. The whole thing is overrun with angry Pokemon, and yeah, I get it, a bunch of humans marched up in their home and messed it all up, but that's their fault for infesting in the first place. Hey trainer, listen, you're that Ace champion trainer or whatever that Adrian's always talking about, right? You think you could do us a favor and go have a word with those Pokemon? I'll ask one of the guys to leave the door unlocked for you. You can find the entrance to the part that they've gathered in the Bixpision ward. Wasteland. Sorry. Bixpision was originally going to be its own ward, so we extended the rail net there, but then it obviously didn't work out. And of course, now that part of it is an issue. It'd be a huge help if you could do something, though. Alright. Now, is the other one up here? If you're willing to help out just a little more, I've received word that the island center is waiting on a few Pokemon samples that we haven't acquired yet. If you have any spare time, would you mind heading down to the Azurian Center and seeing if you can contribute anything for them? Why would there be problems?
It will be fine.
Grrrr! Oh wait, this first one is singles.
It's single.
Uh-oh. I forgot it was singles. Okay. So toxapex is going in the back. Nah, because we won't get anywhere that way. Let's lead with Fortress for the singles one especially. Remember when Expedition was laggy and full of Venipedes jumping everywhere? Yeah, those were the days. That's okay. I will zap cannon.
Wow. Ambitious.
Do I not have sturdy? Oh, I guess
But you were
I
hit.
I was hit. Yeah, that's true. all right. This is Meech's territory.
It might also just not work.
I forgot I gave them custom.
Me too.
I am rude.
You were very mean.
That's okay. Meech has me. Nobody else has me, I know Meech has me.
Rage.
Probably didn't even need the stealth rock in this fight. Alright. What are we tracing? Rockhead, perfect. Golly, do I even need to wide guard? We're just gonna count on Sarah?
I don't even remember what moves they have. Is it the same trick?
It's slightly different. Instead of Sturdy Cusp, it's Tectonic Rage. So I will wide guard here to maybe... I don't know, that won't actually prevent the Tectonic. I think I should attack? I think I should...
Push it.
Let's just see what happens. We can get through the first fight super easy with Meech anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You know, it turns out I can't actually damage them. I should have taught this thing Focus Blast.
That's a tough cookie.
We'll lower their special attack, it'll be fine. Wow, that was actually surprisingly effective. Okay, so
Yeah,
Rockhead won't
targeted
prevent
the
that.
toxapex. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I always forget that happens.
I really don't need to be clicking Surf, but I guess it doesn't matter. God, you know, this was supposed to be Toxapex's time to shine, and it kind of hasn't. We didn't need this shit.
It's done more damage to your own Pokemon than to the enemy team.
Yeah. But it did hold up against all these sparkling Arios, to be fair. Probably nothing else would have. So shouts to it for that. How many did I put in here? It's just 8, right?
I don't think you went all the way to 12.
I don't think I did. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. They can't believe the shit. They earthquake.
They really
The
can't.
place to oblivion, and you're still standing there.
Yep. Easy.
Well done, well done.
We'll go through
I
this.
love this.
Yeah.
I love this animation. Where you just keep going and keep going.
It was a lot of fun to design the whole area around that. Maybe don't like being stupid too much. Maybe self-improvement is a good value. Alright, this is another case of the ICM here is just a distraction. There we go.
Hey.
Let's see if this one gets into the quick ball. Nope. Dragon
Oh.
Rage. Oh!
Hey, maybe don't catch this one.
I do have to figure out.
Yeah, there was some way to get E-speed on it.
There we go. Alright, who wants to name this? This was claimed? Please call this one Cygnus? Great.
Now, if it is not claimed. Oh well.
Okay. All right.
Is there also Phoebus down here, or is it somewhere else?
That's at the top of Celestine. So not here.
That's true. They spawn immediately, right?
Yeah.
Now is your real time to... Oh, that's unfair. Oh? Did you already grab it?
No, it's up there. We'll just have to figure out how to get on the backside. So I have to go from the left. That's up, so that's... Bop, 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 bop. I didn't need to go down.
Still very quick.
Bop. And then, yeah, for a while there was a time where you could use a save exploit and glitch yourself on top of that boulder, which that one we never actually fixed, but the port to MKXP ended up fixing that, like, by coincidence.
Huh.
Oh, there we go.
There was also the bug with the being able to use the escape rope twice and then crashing. And I think now it just drops you off at the nature center.
I think so, yeah. Because what would happen with the flowers... It was escape rope and then flowers as well, because the flowers just run the dig script. But that means if you didn't enter or you already used the escape rope, then you don't have a position set. So if you use escape rope and then hit a flower, it would try to dig again, but you have no dig location, so it crashes.
Yeah.
Alright, there's Life Orb. When we return to stream next, we are going to head up into Route 4, begin E18 proper, and make our way up to Glass fucking Gauntlet.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay, Perry, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. It's been nice to have you hanging out. Any final questions for Perry before we lickety split?
No, time to leave. Whoa, let's go.
Run away before there are any questions. Okay. Thanks everyone for coming to watch as well. Next week, we do have Jan on. The big Jan himself, because he also used to work on this game. And the week after that, we are going to have Vulpes, who is our other animator. So we are going to be cramming June full of everybody.
The whole dev team.
Yes. Alright. Wait, Jan's game making experience? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Alright. Bye everyone. Thank you.
Bye.